everyone, and welcome to Chabot-McDonough Field on the campus of Manchester Memorial High School for tonight's NHIAA Division I quarterfinal matchup between the number 2 Memorial Crusaders and the number 7 Salem Blue Devils. My name is Kyle Heavey from Manchester Public Television. It's a pleasure to be with you on this November 14th night. Joining me in the booth here is Tom Mazoin. Tom, we've able to see the Salem team on Halloween night versus the Central Little Green.
Yeah.
And now they're in Manchester again, now facing the Memorial Crusaders. A whole different ball game here. The wins are gone, and we are now in do-or-die playoff atmosphere. How are you feeling tonight, Buzz?
Good. I'm glad to be here. I mean, this is a great historic occasion here. It's been a long time since there's been a game like at this level in Manchester, period, never mind at Memorial. And you know that ended up being a good setup for us getting to do Salem the other night 2 weeks ago, right?
It was 2 weeks ago tonight, and for this Memorial Crusader team, they got the bye. They are able to get rested, and they are ready to go. As now we're watching the coin toss with the captains out on the field for Memorial. You can see the man Jacob Schuff, as well as big Jack Paradise and Manuel Pena Ramirez, as the captains for the Salem Blue Devils include James Nelson, Ryan Tott, and Jordan Zanini. And Zanini, we were able to see a lot in that Central game. He is a very important player to the Salem Blue Devils team. But now, as the teams all come together to get one last hurrah and get this game going on, as we, again, great night to be here.
Memorial won the toss and deferred. So they deferred to the second half. You mentioned Zanini already, and he, was a big factor in that Central game. Speed. He has big play-making ability, and a lot of it was off of kickoffs. They do an interesting kickoff return, which you're going to see here right off the bat. And I'm sure Memorial has scouted that out well. It's going to try to keep that away from them and keep the big plays away. If you keep the big plays away from Salem, from what we saw, if you remember, Central's defense played pretty well in that game and held Salem down. But that was a really, really windy night that night, and the wind was a big factor. Tonight we have a dead night as far as wind goes. And, it's going to be who wants it more, and this game's going to be one up front, I think.
That's the truth right there. Is the temperature tonight 35 degrees, but like you just said, the wind not really a big factor, gusts from 6 miles per hour. So we're excited to see what will be in store here as Memorial getting set to kick it off. The ball on the tee at the 40-yard line, and Zanini out back ready to accept this. And we'll see. We've known as the what is it?
Starburst.
Starburst.
Yeah. Starburst return, yeah. They ran it when it was kicked deep, and they ran it when it was kicked to the up man, as we saw against Central, and both times for a touchdown. So, yeah.
And a kick that will land and take a good bounce. It's going to go into the end zone, or just about at the 1-yard line. And look at this field position for Memorial. And a late tackle right there. See if there's any flags there. There is not. And that's a great sign for Memorial to really back up the Blue Devils.
And you can tell that they worked hard on that during the week, because you can't kick it better than that against that Starburst, because there's nothing that they can do there. And the Salem up player made a little mistake there trying to field it too early, and it touched him. And once it touches him, it goes out of bounds or goes in the end zone. It's a live ball. So he wasn't. That ball may have bounced out of bounds if he let it go, but Salem up against it to start, and Memorial's defense should take advantage of this here.
I saw them at practice on Wednesday. They looked fresh, they looked fast, and they are pumped and ready to go here. Referees, though, for tonight's game, John Reardon, the head referee. We saw him last Friday night with the Trinity game, along with umpire Joe Sierra, headlinesman Michael Murphy, line judge Rolly Jankos, and back judge is Mark Greg Arakos. Sorry about that, Greg. Or Mark, excuse me. a lot of names in that name right there.
Yeah, we got a flag already on the first play, so it's going to be half the distance now. So now, Memorial Salem in danger of a safety right off the bat here. They're that far back. I mean, if I'm Memorial, I use this right here and get really aggressive defensively, which they usually are anyways. That's not going to be any change from what they've been doing all year.
The fans are getting loud already. It is blackout night here as they are all dressed, ready for, a nice QB sneak up the middle. That's good for a good 8 yards. And smart move right there by the QB in Van Mason.
Yeah, Mason just right behind his guard there. And it's a smart call because, you don't want to be handing it off deep there. And, Salem with their multiple handoffs, you'll see double handoffs tonight. You'll see a lot of wing T action and a lot of running the football. I don't think they're going to throw it too much. Of course, it was a windy night when we saw them, but I don't think they're a throwing football team. I think they're a running team.
I would agree with you on that, as they were able to escape through the first round of the playoffs.
They got motion again.
More
dead
flags
ball
here,
yeah.
And we're going to have a busy John Reardon day.
Yeah, it looks like a Memorial lined up offsides that time. So we get some dead ball encroachment. So that'll give Salem a first down. So they're unable to take advantage of having them backed up to the 1 here with 2, quick quarterback sneak and then the 5-yard penalty. So they still got them pinned pretty deep here. So, hopefully, they get here, they get 3 and out here and then make them punt. Salem getting a little confused offensively with guys running on and off here.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Either way, they are looking for a 99-yard drive to start things off here. But first things first, and we'll see just what Van Morrison has in store here, as you know that he is mobile and able, but he's going to hand it off this time. And a great job hitting the man in the backfield. And
Whoa.
Look at the sea of blue right there.
And that's what they had to avoid, to start the game. And that's Landon Murphy coming off the edge there that really disrupted that. And that's, if that happened on the first down play from the 1, we could have been looking at a possible safety. But, it's good to keep them second and long. That's where you want to keep this type of offense. Play really well defensively on first down.
Well, Christopher Goss was in there as well. You could see his reaction and celebration there. But now a 2nd and 10 as both sides are loud as can be. A good crowd here from Salem. Obviously, it's only a 25-minute drive up here. And now gonna throw it. Van looking. He's going to release it, but it's going to be incomplete. Not sure if he might have been hit while he was throwing that or if it just kind of...
Yeah, it was a little play-action play that he wanted to hit quick, and his receiver was covered, so he kind of double-pumped it and had nowhere to go with it after that. Decent job getting rid of it and avoiding the sack there.
Now it's 3rd and 10 and Memorial trying to stop this drive for Salem and see what their offense can bring as the White Stripes 7 Nation Army starts to be played here to try to distract Salem, as we are 2 minutes into this game and the clock stopped on the incomplete pass. And again, from the 14-yard line, Salem in their all whites going right to left. It's going to be handoff up the middle, and he is going to be taken down, good for a 1-yard gain, and it will be 4th and 9.
Yeah, and you can tell that, that's a sign of a really running football team, right? You're 3rd and 10, and you hand it off to your fullback. So they don't want to take chances with a turnover, because turnovers in a playoff game can be the difference of wins and losses, and I've seen it a million times. Shuff deep for Memorial, so he's dangerous back there.
And he is standing in between the Memorial 45 and the 50, so he is looking for a good return here. The kick is a good one. Shuff will take it at the Salem 45, down to the 35, and brought down at the 33. So 1st and 10 in Salem territory are the Memorial Crusaders. Great field position to start off things.
Yeah, and they did take advantage of it. They went 3 and out after that initial first down. So they took advantage of the good field position, and that came off that really good kick on the kickoff. So that, if they score here, they can look at special teams as being a part of it, even though, it's later on in the series here. But you see Adamani in there on offense at wing. So a little bit of a change. He's usually a blocking type guy, so we'll see what happens there.
Well, 1st and 10, and look at that, in motion, and it's going to be Felch who's going to run up the middle, and this will be close to a first down on the first play.
And I got to tell you, I've been really impressed with Felch this year. He is a different type of runner than they had the last couple of years. But he just goes north and south, and he doesn't try to mess around, and he has that first step quickness. And for this offense, he's perfect, And he, if he gets a little bit bigger, he'd be good really at the college level in a triple option situation because he really knows how to hit that hole.
It was actually an 8-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 25-yard line. Again, Memorial in their blue unis, white pants and white helmet, and another run up the middle, and he's pushing. It's going to be like a Patriots touchdown last night. See where they mark it as all the offensive linemen were pushing things off.
Yeah. First down.
And the chain gang you can see on the top of your screen will start heading north. And 1st and 10 now from the 23-yard line. And expect more running here from this Memorial squad as they practiced over and over again certain variations. It was very impressive to see just what Coach D'Onofrio and the Coach Sturgis had in store here. And it's going to be a pitch out to Schuff. Schuff trying to make some moves, and he's going to be brought down at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, if you give that kid some space, he's going to make things happen. He just had that stride and a change of speed, and he wasn't nominee for Player of the Year for nothing. I mean, I know this has been a team effort for Memorial the whole year, but he is a strong player, and it does not really come off the field. He's one of the only guys on their team that plays both ways, too. Very impressive.
Well, they are down just short of the 10-yard line, so it will be another 1st and 10. They can actually get a first down if they need to, but obviously you're going to be that close to the end zone. We'll see what Memorial has in store here, and Sutherland's going to throw it, and he's got a man. Touchdown, Memorial!
Yeah, and we talked about it before, to look out for Junior Gomez. And, Felch, again, threw more of a line drive there than normal. Junior was wide open. Salem was not expecting that at all on first down. So, that's kind of what I call a backwards play call, where the other team's expecting run, and you throw it on first down. Great play call there, and great execution by Memorial. So, and again, it goes back to their kickoff that gave them the great field position and the punt return by Schuff. So, special teams so far has done it for Memorial. Let's see if they can keep it going with the extra point. These are important in playoff games as well.
They certainly are, as every point is important. The kick is up and good. So the Crusaders get the ball and drive 33 yards to take a 7-0 lead here in this quarterfinal matchup in the NHIAA playoffs. As great job of mixing things up there. I mean, you said it right. Salem was expecting some more run plays, and instead
why wouldn't you run, right? Because, first down last time you had 8 yards, and then, they had the sweep play with Schuff. So you're expecting run there, and they threw it up there, and, good call. And let's see what happens on the kickoff again. Because every kickoff's interesting, with this kind of return.
Well, it's a great sign right there for Alex Sutherland. 1 pass, 1 touchdown, 1 completion. I mean, he's hitting it up at 153 right now with the way things are going. So we'll see what his QB average is at the end of the night. But right now, either way, the Crusaders leading this. And again, 35 degrees, but these guys have been practicing in some crazy conditions this week.
Yeah, I know what it's like to go deep in the year. Believe it or not, there was some times where I was in the playoffs. But, it changes. But, you get acclimated to it, And that's why football's tough. It's not an easy game to play. It's you go from that heat in August to now you're out here in all kinds of conditions. And it's tough to play. It's tough to coach, but that's why everybody can't do it, right?
I mean, I was joking with the coaches the other day that my first time here to see this team this year, I was getting a sunburn, and now having some issues with the ball. And we'll see if Salem was able to keep it. They were, so it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 29-yard line. And we got an injured Crusader down as he came in fast and furious trying to get that ball. And we'll wait and see how this is. As you can see, the Coach Sturgis, who has done a heck of a job here in just a short amount of time. And year number 8, and to see they were able to win a home playoff game last year in the first round, and now here we are they get a bye in this year and get another home game.
Yeah, Coach and I developed a relationship, when I was out west. We kind of started almost at the same time. He came in a little bit after. But, we had a good relationship working together and trying to get, Manchester athletes out. And, it took some time to get to where he wanted to be. But, and I got to say this, too, a lot of credit goes to the youth program, in the South End here for a lot of these kids. A lot of these kids played for the South Sabres. And Coach Randy Frederick, who's a coach under Andrew Provencher at West now, and he developed a lot of these kids early on as well.
Well, here we are, 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils in their second drive. They're going to be a handoff up to the upside, but he is going to be brought down. The carry was to Colin Salkowitz, and he is brought down for roughly a half-yard gain.
Yeah, and Memorial's defense is pumped up tonight, and that's been their strength anyways. Their D-line is one of the better ones in the state, I believe, and, they really open the holes up for those linebackers to flow. And they've got some quick linebackers that can really get up there and stick. So, they can afford to do that because their DBs are so good. So, that's why their defense has been so strong all the way around, all 3 levels. And
Jack Paradise, one of the captains, doing that defensive line work, is able to show why he is a candidate for a captain and a better player, and going to be brought out of bounds. Great job right there by Farrell to wrestle him out of bounds, and the clock does stop, but now we are going to get a 3rd and 6 roughly. Yeah, and, that's where you want to keep these guys. You got to look out for – they were pretty conservative last time on 3rd and 10. They're a little further away from their own goal line now, so they can maybe throw it. But, this is the type of down where you're looking for a double handoff. Their trick plays, their reverses, their counters. So, if they don't throw it, look for something like that. Well, Van Mason, just a sophomore, doing the QB work for this Blue Devil squad, and he's getting quality experience here in just his second year of high school as the fans get loud as they announce that it's a 3rd down, and the Sutherland clan are behind us. Van rolling, has a lane, and he's going to scamper for a 1st down and more, finally brought down at the 46-yard line. Yeah, that was a design waggle where they faked it one way and he kept it the other way, and nobody home on that corner side because the receiver ran the corner off. So a good design play there on 3rd down and long. And again, they're not looking to sling it, so you got to look for plays like that on 3rd and long, either keepers or some kind of counter to get you going the wrong way. Well, now Salem almost into Memorial territory in their second drive as a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Is looking straight ahead, are we, as a handoff up the middle, and going to be brought down again, and it just does not seem like Colin Salkowitz is having a good time running into these Memorial defenders. Well, that's because the D-line is stuffing the hole, and there's nowhere really for him to cut, and once he makes the cut, everybody's flowing into the hole, and you got Schuff coming up from the safety spot there, and you talk about him on offense. I mean, he may be a better player on defense than he is on offense, so that's what makes him so valuable. And then you add his kick returns. I mean, the kid is just a valuable player for you. Well, I talked about a sophomore on the Salem side, Xavier Moreau is doing a great job as the defensive lineman here for the Crusaders as well, and now a quick handoff up the middle, finds a nice hole, gets the 1st down, still rumbling, and finally brought down at the 35-yard line. Salem looking good on their second drive. Oh, that was a big play there, and that was Liam. Jacob Beaudry was the. Oh, was that 11? I thought that was 17. Oh, 17. You got me. Okay, Jacob Beaudry, the senior. Nice run there. He hit the hole and just kept going, and caught Memorial off guard there. Certainly did, as now we are under 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter, 7-0 Memorial. But Salem doing a great job on their second drive, making things happen. Van Mason under center to one man behind him, and he's going to go up to the fullback again. And look at this. They are just finding holes through the middle. Handoff right there was to Aiden Sikarala.
Yeah, and it's all like misdirection type stuff. So you're trying to get them thinking about the tailback getting the ball, and you hand it quickly to the fullback, and that play has to hit quick. It's just like boom, right on the spot. And once he gets to the next second level, by the time Memorial figures it out, he's already got 7-8 yards.
Well, it is a 2nd and 3 here from the 28-yard line. Again, Salem starting to make things work here as Van Mason has found a rhythm, and it's going to be up to Memorial. He's going to pass it this time. Back deep, and he's touchdown, Salem!
And again, and there's one that, we talked about backwards play calling, and they caught Memorial on that one, and, and we do have a flag at the line of scrimmage.
This could be huge as a 20-yard, and it's going to be
it's on Memorial.
Personal foul against Memorial.
It's a late hit on the quarterback. So, we obviously were looking at the ball in the air there. I didn't see it. But that can be tagged on.
On the kickoff.
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
So
or it was a live ball. He's going to go check and see if he wants it half the distance here.
They could go for 2, exactly, yeah.
Go for 2, which, could be a factor. In a playoff game, we talked about every point mattering. I don't know if you just want to tie it up here or.
Well, they're still hanging out, waiting to see what's going to happen. Looks like they are going to go for the kick, and doing the work is Ryan Bryant, who will try to get the extra point. Again, Memorial right now leading by a 7-6 margin, but we'll see what Bryant is able to do here, as now they are getting set up, and with a big touchdown here, Bryant gets the extra point through the uprights, and we got a 7-7 game here, Buzz.
Wow, good response by Salem. I didn't quite expect that after that first drive, and after the first couple downs on this drive. But, they kind of stuck with it, and I think the big play was that 3rd and long with a keeper around the right side, Memorial's left side. And, they got to check their alignment up front, I think, because I had a good angle on a couple of those run plays. And, they have an extra gap open there, and it's making things easy for the down block on Salem. So Memorial's got to check, and I'm sure they are, because, they got everything live now. And this ball is going to be kicked off from the 45. So,
Memorial sideline.
Yeah.
So this is unbelievable that, with the leg of Bryant, he could probably kick it through the upright right now.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm them, I just tell them to kick a touchback, because then, 20-yard line is not great field position. You're certainly not going to run it back here. I'm pretty sure he's just going to kick a touchback here. And the other thing you could do is really surprise him, and you could if you onside kick here, right? The worst case, they get it on the 35.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
So, that's something that you think about a little bit in the back of your head. It is kind of early in the game for that, but they're probably just going to kick it in the end zone. That's my guess.
Well, Bryant is set up. He's standing at the 48-yard line, and will take a 7 steps to kick this away, and we'll see what he does here. And he's going to pop this up in the air, and it's going to be having some trouble at the 1-yard line. And
That's a safety.
This is a tough break right here for the Crusaders, as now we're waiting for the sign. Looking at John Reardon.
Well, it looks like he got it out.
Unbelievable that he was able to get that just to the 1-yard line, as the Salem players were all celebrating with that safety sign, and to no avail. But now the Crusaders, who had Salem at the 1-yard line, will have to try to get themselves out of the 1-yard line and try to go to the length of the field here.
Another perfect kick on a kickoff. I know he was up close, but he popped that right at the goal line where, it forced Memorial to field it. And once they fielded it, he bobbled it, and anything can happen from there. So first down play is big here.
Well, now we'll see what Sutherland's able to do from under center, as a 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line. and going to run it up the middle in a great little run, giving some breathing room and doing the dirty work right there is none other than number 8, and he is Johan Quintaro Salazar.
Salazar has done a nice job filling in for Felch, so they've had a nice little 1-2 punch. Early on, you could see it earlier in the year that he was going to come on, and so, they have two backs really in that spot, so that can keep each guy fresh.
Well, it's going to be 2nd and 1 now from the 9-yard line officially, as Sutherland under center again, and he's going to hand that off, and a gang tackle right there, and I think that was to Salazar again.
Yeah, they were just looking to get the first down there. Nothing fancy, just move the chains and try to get a drive, time-consuming drive going here.
Well, 3 minutes remaining in this opening quarter, and the band starts celebrating the Notre Dame fight song, or the Memorial fight song on this night.
Right.
As the announcer announces the 1st and 10, and Sutherland gets under center again. Memorial going left or right across your screen and trying to get around. Sutherland's trying to take himself, and you saw the flag thrown right there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it might be a holding. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or an illegal shift because it was thrown pretty quick.
Looking at John Reardon here to see.
Yeah, we got a hold, yeah.
And this is going to back up the Crusaders, who will see what they can do. It's going to be a half a distance to the goal at this point, Buzz. And
yeah, it's going to back them up. I'm watching the wide side of the field over there, and Salem's got their safety towards the middle of the field. So it's one-on-one coverage with Junior and number 4 for Salem,
Brody Longden.
Yeah, so Brody's got a tough task over there. I know, it's got to be tempting to get him the ball, but you got to be careful this far down with your back against a wall here.
Well, it's a 1st and 16 after that holding call with 2:30 remaining in this first quarter, and Sutherland under center again will hand this off, and look at this, Schuff trying to get cut to the outside. He's going to be hit, and now the ball might have come loose right there, and Salem might have recovered a fumble here, Buzz.
Did they get it?
I'm trying to figure this all out myself.
I think Schuff came back up with it and ran for the first down. I think it bounced right off the turf. And I didn't really even see the ball come out. I just saw him spin, and I don't think he went down. I think he landed on a Salem player, which doesn't make you down, right? And he spun around. He had the presence of mind to spin around, and either way to keep his legs moving. Big play there.
Well, gain of probably about 17 yards on that, and it's another set of downs. 1st and 10 go the Crusaders, and a hand up. And actually, it's going to be held on to by Sutherland, who's going to be dragged down, and good for roughly a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, and that's the option to the left. I'm going to the right, so him being a lefty would have to pitch that with his right hand to Schuff. So he made the decision to keep it there, which wasn't a bad call. I mean, he got 3 yards, and that was a pretty good read on his part.
So 2nd and 7 from the 26-yard line. The Salem band, who has come up here to Chabot-McDonough as well, trying to make some noise there on the other side of the field. So we got a bring it on type atmosphere here, or drumline, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So 60 seconds remaining in this opening quarter, and ball does come loose, and now it will be recovered by Salem. And well, you were talking about the turnover battle being won or lost right there, and Salem has started taking the lead with a turnover here with 55 seconds to go.
And that play looked doomed from the start. The Salem players were in the backfield, almost taking the handoff. So that I think the momentum shifted a little while ago with that last drive. I think a couple of plays on that drive, one in particular we talked about with the quarterback keeper, and then that big play. The big run by Chandler, was Jacob Beaudry that got them the first down. Really changed the momentum in this game. And so Memorial's defense got to step it up here.
Well, 1st and 10, go to the Blue Devils. Van will hold on to it. He's going to pass it, and it will be complete down to his big wide receiver and Jack Marconi.
Yeah, and that's a waggle play. Everybody is flowing one way, and it's a roll out by the quarterback, and it's a nice read. So he has a couple levels to throw it to there, and he got it to the mid-level. You're not going to see them really throw it downfield too much, but, again, they did earlier. And this kid's pretty accurate, right? I mean, we only saw him in what would be we had 40 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour winds that night. It was insane.
We had sustained winds of 28 that night, this is a lot different here.
Yeah.
So another 1st and 10, 20 seconds to go. A handoff right there, trying to cut it back, and brought down. And Colin Salkowitz, who got that touchdown reception for the Blue Devils, is able to rush that, and that will be the last play here of the first quarter, as Salem got the ball first and will get the ball last in this quarter. But the game is tied at 7-all, and Memorial now has got to make sure that they don't fall behind too much, as this momentum has shifted drastically.
Yeah, Salem has it all. Memorial looks deflated right now. And, I think they expected Salem just to roll over. And, this is a second-round playoff game. Nobody's going to roll over. And you talk about the layoff and the bye week and whether or not that, affects your team or not. I think personally this late in the year it's an advantage to a team. That's why they get it. That's why they give it to the top teams. It's an advantage for you. But at the same time, a wing T team like Salem is able to keep their rhythm on offense, if it makes sense, right? So, rhythm is big on offense to me. When whether you're play calling or you're running the plays on the field. As a play caller, you always feel rhythm, right? And you're going to hit them with this to set up that. And so far, Salem, against a really stout Memorial defense, one of the better defenses in the league, and they've done a nice job moving the ball. Other than that first drive, right?
You got to give Salem credit. They did win that first-round game versus Portsmouth Oyster River last week by a score of 35-28. So it's not like they don't know how to score as well.
Right. No, and they didn't get here by accident either. So if you're Memorial, you want to kind of try to force them to a field goal try here, or even better still, try to get a turnover or something, to change the momentum here.
Well, maybe a little taste of Memorial medicine here at the 4-yard line with if they find Marconi again, who has been able to catch a few passes. So here we go with a 2nd and 1 here from the 4-yard line. Salem trying to take the lead, run up the middle, still on his feet, and rumbles in, and a touchdown. And look at that. Colin Salkowitz able to add another touchdown, this time a run from 4 yards out, and Salem has taken a 13-7 lead.
Yeah, big run by Colin, and nice blocking up front against Memorial's defense, who's right now back on their heels. I don't know if coach is going to make some adjustments here, but right now they're getting pushed around, and they're not used to that. They're used to holding that line of scrimmage, and Salem is pushing them around. So they got to get a play. Special teams again was a factor in this whole thing, because they started that last drive on the 1, and Salem got the turnover and went right down and scored.
Bryant with the kick again. This time it is good from the north end zone. And now the Blue Devils have 14 unanswered points after a fumble by Memorial. Gives a 1-minute drive to take the lead. And now Memorial has got to answer back themselves. Yeah,
and points off of turnovers can decide your fate in a playoff game. And not just the turnovers, what you do with it after you get the turnover. And so far that score is 7-0, because Salem got the touchdown on the points off turnover. So I'm looking for Schuffer or Torres back there to try to make a big play on this return, because they need some kind of a momentum shift and something to get their sidelines. I mean, look at their sidelines; they're dead. They got no emotion over there right now. They look cold. They look tired. They look, they need to get into the game here and realize what they're going to be in for a fight tonight. Not a easy gift to the next round just because you're in the number 2 seed. You need to really work for it, and I think they will. They'll come out of it here, and just need one big play to kind of shift it.
Well, now here we go with a kickoff from the 40-yard line, end over end, and will be taken at the 13-yard line. Schuff trying to cut to the far side, running out of real estate, and it's going to be brought down, and a return of roughly about 3 or 4 yards on that. He ran roughly 40 yards, but was not able to go north-south.
Uncharacteristic for him. You don't want to be running that far east and west. You want to turn it up, and he didn't really have a lane there, so better off going straight ahead once he caught that, I think. Try to get the ball in some decent field position, because now, they're inside the 20 again, and their offense isn't designed for big, huge plays. They want to grind it out. So,
3 minutes and 2 seconds is all it took for Salem to take the lead, and now Memorial will have a good run up the middle here, and we'll get the positive yards right there.
Yeah, Felch will just keep grinding, and he's going to get, so far he's getting 5, 6, 7 yards a carry. Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't just keep going to him for a little while. They really haven't tried too much. I don't know what the situation is throwing the ball, but you're looking over here, it's just certainly one-on-one with Junior. There's nobody double covering him, and he's one-on-one with this kid. Nobody's covering that kid one-on-one.
Well, 2nd and 5, and they're going to run it up the middle. Good for positive yards, and finally brought down. And look at this. Johan is doing it well.
Yeah, and again, a 1-2 punch. So, Salazar is able to go in there after the second down. What do we got here?
But it looks like the officials are discussing. I don't see any flags, but
we got another hold.
They're going to have a hold against Memorial. This is what derailed their last drive, and now they will go back 10 yards.
And that umpire up front must be really watching their interior linemen. And so, sometimes you see things, and you scout a team so much, and you might see some things as a coaching staff and point them out to the official before the game. And that's just to get it in their head to maybe look for something. Not that they're not looking for it anyways. That's their job to do. But, if you see a specific thing that happens over and over again, and so far that's 2 holds called by that umpire inside. You can see he's right on top of things right there. So he's watching an interior line.
Well, it's a 2nd and 10 actually, and a pitch out and running into a big Blue Devil right there. And look at the celebration from Big 4-8 right there, as he was in the right place at the right time and was able to bring down the Crusaders and give some love right there. Unfortunately, I don't have a 48 on my list.
Yeah, I don't either. I think we ran into that same thing at Central. Yeah, I don't know. Good play by 48, though.
Yeah, we'll give him some love and try to get his name at halftime. And so we have a running time here with 3:10, or 3rd and 10, with 10:10 remaining. A lot of 10s that I had to talk about there, Buzz. So
yeah.
Forgive me for that. As Crusaders again at their 17-yard line trying to get a first down. Sutherland pumps it, throws it deep, and it's going to be hit away.
And they double covered him that time, because they're going to do that on 3rd down, right? The 3rd and 10, you're expecting it. So, we got double coverage situation there.
So the punt team will come out here for the Crusaders, as looking to send it away will be Camden Bolio, the backup quarterback. And with under 10 minutes to go, Salem, with already leading by a touchdown, will get the ball again and will get great field position depending on where Bolio's kick goes.
And Nashua South up on Bishop Girton down in Nashua, 21-7, 8:50 left to go in the first half. So we got that, and the Wyndham and Pinkerton score we had earlier was 13-6 at the half. Game was started a little earlier. I imagine it's into the 3rd quarter now. Memorial is in a little trouble here. They need a good punt And they need their defense to really step up here because Salem has all the momentum, all the energy, everything. They're not, and that's what Coach Sturgis is using this timeout for right now. He feels it. He feels that surge and the lack of energy, and they're just not executing. And the holding calls, is 2 holding calls so far and a fumble offensively has really hurt them.
Well, looking around, Bedford is playing Winnicott, the 1 versus 8. Nashua South and BG, the 4-5. That's kind of nice that Nashua TV doesn't really have to go too far there for that game.
Yeah.
And the 2 versus 7, you're watching it right here on your screen here on Manchester Public Television. Kyle Heavey and Tom Bazoin with Memorial in Salem. And then we got Pinkerton and Wyndham. We'll try to get some score updates on that as Memorial now will have Bolio set back deep at about the 2-yard line. And we'll be trying to send it right to left across your screen, north to south on the compass here, I guess. And 4th and 10 here is, little jumping off sides, and now we're going to get a flag on Salem. So a little bit more breathing room. And was that something maybe planned out here by Memorial?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you gain on that. It's 4th and 10. So, I mean, yeah, you're getting a little bit more room to punt. And it's a final, Pinkerton 34, Wyndham 6. So, big win by Pinkerton. And that game was started at 5 p.m. So, that's what kind of threw us off time-wise with that one. But, yeah, the big night for Pinkerton's offense because Wyndham has a good defense. And, they kind of blew them out, so.
And the high snap here. Got to get it away. Does. It almost got blocked, and it's going to take a great Memorial bounce. Still going, and finally going to be held on to by Gomez at the 46-yard line.
That snap was not, that was a floater, and it put the punter in a tough position there. And Salem guys probably could have got that, but they didn't want to run into the punter without If you run into them and you don't touch it, now you're talking a first down for Memorial. So, they were looking for field position there. And a great play by the Memorial punter. I didn't see who was punting there because I was watching.
It's Bolio.
Bolio. So great job by Bolio there.
Well, now Salem again is 54 yards away from another touchdown with 9:47 remaining. 1st and 10 from the 46, and a handoff up the middle. He's trying to get around. He breaks some tackles, still on his feet, down to the 35-yard line. And my, Salem has taken the energy, and you don't want to let Mr. Jordan Zanini get hot here, Buzz.
Yeah, and he's a big playmaker, as we talked about, and he hasn't really done anything yet. That time I had a great angle at the line, and I just watched the line of scrimmage, and Memorial's sticking with the 4 down linemen, and they're in tight, and they got pinched in, and it was a great cut there. And they're just catching them, pinching in, and they're down blocking, and it's making things easy for them. So the linemen have to watch their alignment and get in the gaps like they were early in the game.
The Memorial fans starting to get loud underneath us here, and now is struggling, and trying to be brought down. Just could not get the handle on that. Was Jordan Zanini, and he's going to be brought down.
Jordan bobbled that from the get-go. And that's the kind of thing you need. That's the kind of play you need if you're Memorial. You need a negative play for Salem and to try to get some kind of momentum back here, either with a turnover or just, a 3 and out.
The Memorial defense will take that when they can get it. And now it'll be a 2nd and 14 from the 39-yard line. The fans and the bands getting loud here on both sides. And now they'll tackled and brought down another negative yard gain, and he starts shoveling some dirt here.
Yeah, and that's Murphy, with the club on his hand. He's got the cast on, so he's got a club over it, as football guys call it. They put the padding all over it. And yeah, he flew in there again, and he did that earlier in the game. And that's what they need in big plays like that. 3rd and long, if you're Salem and you're up right now, you don't want to throw an interception. So, you're looking to they're going to either keep it with the quarterback, I think, or double handoff or some kind of a counter. I don't know if they're going to throw it. But they'd be surprising me if they do.
3rd and 17 from the 42, and you are right. They're going to do an end around. He's trying to find some lanes down to the 38-yard line before Memorial takes him down. And
yeah, it's good discipline there. We got a down guy from Memorial, but he's okay. Yeah, and a good thing because that's Pena Ramirez, and they can't lose him.
Absolutely not, and you can hear the train whistle underneath us. And Memorial trying to get loud any way they can, and now it will be 4th and 4 here, as that would gain of roughly 12 yards on that play. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong spot.
They didn't get many. But, smart play by Salem. You don't want to throw a pick there. You want to try to pin them down because Memorial's offense is struggling right now. So let's see what happens.
Kick is up and away, and it's going to take a Salem bounce, and smartly not taking it is Jacob Schaff. So Memorial was able to escape there with decent field position from Salem, but their defense came up perfectly in that situation there with 2 consecutive plays that went for negative yards, and we're going to possibly look back and say that could be a huge momentum change in this game.
I think Jake's having a hard time judging the football tonight. I don't know if it's, if he has a shield on, if there's a glare. He seemed to have a hard time judging a couple of the kickoffs. He caught one by his ankles, and then the other one that was down by the end zone. And that one there, he could have kind of fair caught, and he kind of stepped away from it. So let's see if Torres can do anything.
Well, a nice pitch out and going to be brought down.
Wow.
And that seemed like a high tackle right there, Buzz.
Yeah, I mean, Torres is a small guy, so, they kind of flew around. I think they got him about a shoulder pad. So, again, on first down, Memorial doing nothing. So going wide there, you were getting some good first down plays out of Felch. I don't know why you go away from that until it stops working, I guess. He was getting 5-6 yards on first down, and going wide like that on first down is, I don't know, you're looking for something that's not there. I don't know.
6 minutes remaining in this first half. Man in motion for Memorial, and Sutherland's going to take it, but he trips over, might be his own man, and is going to be brought down. And
he doesn't look as speedy as he was earlier in the year. I don't know if he's banged up at all, but he doesn't look like he's hitting the holes like he did earlier in the year, and that's putting them at 3rd and long again here. And again, that's where Salem wants a triple off. When you're playing defense against a triple, you want to do good on 1st and 2nd down and force them to get into an uncomfortable situation. And that's not what Memorial wants to be. And
3rd and
right
8
now,
here.
even their fans are quiet. Everything is quiet over here. So, we need a big play. We need something to go right.
Well, obviously, you don't want to interrupt your offense.
You're trying to get them to jump.
And it did not work. So with 5:07 remaining, Memorial will use their 2nd timeout. And we want to thank all the fans that are watching here from Chabot-McDonough Field. I know that it was a busy day trying to get things all coordinated with NHIAA and you and me and who is everything that's going on. So we want to thank everyone at home. Hopefully it's warm where you're watching this game. I know that you have we have people in Connecticut that are watching right now. I think I saw some people in Florida we're going to be watching.
Yeah, I got a message from Florida. I got one from Florida. Somebody down there watching. So yeah, we really enjoy doing these, and we had it's been kind of a quick season, huh, Kyle? I don't know. It seems like yesterday we were hot doing the games, and now here we are this late in the season. And usually this late in the season we're looking forward to the Thanksgiving Day game, and it's great to have a home game for a Manchester team.
Absolutely, and Trinity will be filmed tomorrow as well, as they are in the semifinals versus the Plymouth Bobcats. So we look forward to seeing that on Monday as well. But for either way, for Memorial, 3rd and 8, Sutherland under center here. And looking around, we'll see if Gomez gets a shot here. It's going to be a pitch out this time. Gomez is going to do a great job blocking. And look at the speed of Schaff, still in bounds, finally pushed out.
And we got a hold on the edge. So, that's the 3rd time, the 3rd hold that they've had. And this one is going to go on Gomez. I'm not mistaken.
Unfortunately, unlike the NFL, we don't get jersey numbers, but yes, he was on the end there, and
illegal use of hands. So same deal. So, it's the same deal as a hold. So they've gotten some calls at the wrong time here, and that's a type of play that could have really changed the momentum. But now you're going to be from the spot, so you're going to be third and more. It's
going to be half a distance to the goal because they're at the 12-yard line as it is. So it will be a 3rd and 14.
Yeah.
So
12, 13, yeah.
Waiting to see where exactly they mark it. Looks like about the 7-yard line.
Yep. Boy, the penalties and the turnover has killed them so far.
Well, here we go. Memorial trying to get some positive yards to give some breathing room for Camden Bolio, and now very late to get onto the field. My, oh my.
They didn't have a running back.
Gabe Felch able to come in, and now a pitch out, and a little trickery here, trying to find Junior, and he's incomplete.
But you see, they got 2 guys on them. They earlier on, I was saying Brody Lodgen was covering them one-on-one. But on 3rd and long, they put Zanini back there at safety, and they shaded him over, and they do what's called the coyote, right? A coyote is a double team. So you got one in front, one in back, so that both times you saw him go deep, there was 2 guys on him. And at any time, Junior can still make the play. He's that talented, but the balls really haven't been there yet for him. So now you're kicking from the back of the end zone again. With the time where you don't want Salem going into the end zone here.
Well, our 3rd possible safety here in this game, and so far 0 for 2. Nice. And the kick is...
It looked like he kicked the back of his own guy there.
And it's going to take a Memorial bounce again, and it will be down at the 41-yard line. So Gomez...
No return, so that's okay. If you're kicking it from the back of the end zone and ends up at the 40 with no return, I guess you're okay. You got to have your defense, which has been out there quite a bit. Ever since that first drive that Memorial had, and they went right down the field, they've done nothing on offense. They've really done nothing, and a lot of that is due to their penalties. The 2 holding calls and an illegal use of hands, and then the fumble. So that's really hurt them. So let's see if they can make a play on defense, which they're going to have to make one here.
Well, in the shotgun formation, not in the shotgun, but in the under center. And
yeah, they tried that same play they tried on the goal line before, just following the guard and nowhere to go there.
I will give Van credit there. I didn't even see him. And Mason is going to run onto the field back on with Colin Salkowitz, who has the 2 touchdowns, and see if it's a play to him here on 2nd and 9.
Again, if you're Salem, you're probably going to be, not conservative, but like they're going to run their stuff, but they're not going to try to sling it and do anything crazy.
Here we go for a 2nd down, and now Mason going to pass it, and he's going to find his man, and he's going to be taken down at roughly the 34-yard line. That was good for about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that's their version of like an outside run, so they just run a quick flat. Good ball there.
Yeah, he got it over to Brody Longton again.
Yeah.
So
that's a play that's dangerous too, because with the Memorial defenders, you could easily jump that, and if he does, somebody jumps that, it's gone. So if they go back to that later, Memorial's going to look at jumping that play.
3:30 remaining in this first half as a 3rd and 3 for the Salem Blue Devils from the 24-yard line. And you can see on your screen the first down marker, and Mason under center. He's going to hand off to his fullback, and he's going to be brought down short of the first down.
Yeah, and they tried to throw Memorial off there by going unbalanced to the left, and Memorial did shift, so that kind of helped their gaps. And I think that was part of their problem earlier, where Salem was a little unbalanced on the offensive line, and Memorial wasn't shifting. They were staying in the same gap, and that cause the down block to be easier for Salem. Now, if I'm Salem here, I'm going to punt it. It sounds weird, right? But, I'm going to try to keep them pinned back. But, only getting 2 yards, I guess I can understand going for it.
See if they try to get Memorial to jump off sides. It's a 4th and 2 here, and they're going to try to run it. And he's going to be brought down.
Yeah.
A turnover on downs here for 2:26 to go. And Memorial does a great job of stopping Aiden Sacarella.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't kick it there, to be honest, because, I know it's only 2 yards, but the way the game is going and the flow of the game, you don't want to give a chance for Memorial to have any kind of momentum going into the half. You don't, if you punt it there, they're backed up again, and, they're not going to have time to get on the field with one timeout left. So, now one big play gets them in a scoring chance, so.
Well, here we go. Memorial with a 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And the ball is loose, and it's going to be recovered by Salem again.
And again, it doesn't look the same. It looks out of rhythm. And it's a triple option where, you can either give it or keep it. And if he would have kept it there, he would have been tackled as well, because you saw the Salem player right on top of Sutherland. So, I don't know if the handoff just went to his hip, but that ball was loose right away. So now, again, one play and your defense is back on the field. So, they want to, hopefully for Memorial, they can get to the half only down one score. And I know the coach will make adjustments. So, let's see if they can hold them.
Now Salem gets the ball with their 1st and 10. And now look at the speed of Zanini. He's going to be brought down short of the.
Yeah, and they've kept him bottled up pretty well.
Line of scrimmage.
We saw what he can do if he gets into the open field. And as soon as he gets the ball, they're keeping him bottled up. So nice job on the edges so far by Memorial defense. It's the interior that they weren't adjusting to the unbalanced stuff by Salem. So we're going to get a good view of it here as well. And Salem's going to keep on. They're not going to try to do anything crazy here. You see they're taking their sweet time, right?
Oh, they certainly are with 1:40 to go. And, well, it's a 2nd and 11 again with a 14-7 lead. Go the Salem Blue Devils. And Memorial will get the ball to start the second half here.
Right.
And Salem has called a timeout with $1:28 to go.
Yeah, they just ticked it down to 1 second on the play clock there. And they're going to try to very, run a couple of reverses or a couple of their, their kooky plays to try to, get something, spring something, and then maybe take a chance at the end zone. But, if you're Salem, you want to just keep the momentum. That's what you want to do. And that's why I was really surprised that they didn't punt it in the last series. But, it came out where Memorial fumbled it anyway. So, but let's say you punted that, right? And you punted it down, and it was inside the 10. And Memorial comes out and fumbles it on the 1st down. Now you're looking at what? You're looking at a touchdown before the half. So, every decision is a big decision in a playoff game.
Absolutely. And, well, both teams will come back to their respective spots on the field as that their field goal kicker can make it from pretty far as well. So we'll see if Ryan Bryant is stretching things out on the sidelines here. With, again, just 88 seconds to go in this first half. Salem with, again, a 2nd and 11 from the 36-yard line, going left to right across your screen. And now Van Mason going to throw it up deep. He's got a man, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, I think they were hoping for, either a one-on-one play there or a penalty, pass interference or something.
Pharrell Thorencial.
I'm kind of surprised by that because, they took their time and kind of let the clock tick down, being conservative. And then after the timeout, they thought about it and said, okay, let's sling one deep. So, it's kind of hard to judge what they're going to do here going forward. What do we got, 3rd down?
Yeah, minute 22, so 6 seconds came off the clock there. And 3rd and 11 for the Salem Blue Devils. They've already gone for it on 4th down their last drive. And now you're
fixing the spot. That's all that was. The ball was spotted at the wrong spot.
Again, Seven Nation Army being played underneath us by the fans as they are trying to get loud here with, a little, and they look like they jumped offsides there. Are the Crusaders? We'll see what
this guy didn't throw it till late, until after the Salem player moved, so I don't know, but it's definitely caused by Memorial. Yeah, encroachment, yeah.
See, for me, I always thought if he got back, it wasn't a factor.
No. If you break the line of scrimmage in high school, federation rule, so you break the line of scrimmage, it's encroachment, dead ball.
Well,
so
that makes it a 3rd and 6 now as a second has come off the clock, even though they didn't actually snap it. So it's Salem will see what they can do here with 3rd and 6 down at the 31-yard line. Mason going to pass it again. This time it is complete, and that is good for a first down out of bounds.
Oh, boy. Some extracurriculars after that play in the backfield. And luckily for both teams, the referee let it go because there was some rustling way away from the play there.
Brody Longton able to complete or catch that pass for a first down. So now
I'm confused where they're putting the markers here.
And it looks like it's going to be a penalty actually on Memorial, so we'll see where they place the ball. I didn't see the flag. It's so tough with this glare. You can see on the screen that
so they did throw one on that because that's where that extracurricular stuff was happening.
And the referees are going to start walking their way closer to the Memorial end zone. And Salem, plenty of time, 2 timeouts remaining, and I got a personal foul, against.
Yeah.
So you saw it. I did not see it as I was looking on the screen.
You know, Murphy was wrestling with a Salem player with number 5, Aiden. He was wrestling with him in the backfield, and he kind of threw him down after the play. And I think maybe that's when the flag went down because I didn't see one initially.
Well,
boy, you know, now they're in field goal range, Kyle. So,
but they have plenty of time from the 11-yard line.
2 timeouts for Salem as well.
So we'll see what they do here. Expect a run play. Mason under center. We'll see if Zanini will get it. He does. The pitch out, trying to cut it back in, and he's going to be brought out of bounds at about the 9-yard line. So Salem tried their best to get their star player.
And they were just trying to get him in not necessarily in the end zone there. They tossed it to the short side of the field, so that gave him some room to move, but room to also get out of bounds, which are really, at this point, they're not really worrying about the time anyways because they're letting it tick. It didn't get out of bounds. It's ticking now. I thought it went out of bounds.
Memorial had called a timeout, but they kept the clock running, so that is on the scoreboard operator to.
Yeah, these guys are huddling up now because I thought that went out of bounds. I saw the hands go up.
So we'll see what the officials say
get a correction here
for time that it needs to be put back on the clock. As you can see that Coach D'Onofrio is trying to call up here to get the scoreboard operator to change the clock time, as it should be back up to at least 55 seconds. We'll see what the official 59. I was pretty close.
Yeah,
that was pretty close.
Because he went out of bounds, so it should be a dead ball, on the snap. Clock starts on the snap, right?
It does.
He's not going to wind it here. Clock starts on the snap, yes. So it was out of bounds.
So here we go with a 2nd and 8 now for the Blue Devils, as it's going to go to Salkowitz, who tries to jump and get some yards, and he is going to be smothered and brought down. So Memorial has done a great job of really prepping for these types of runs, as they have shut down Salem numerous times on plays to the far side.
Yeah, Salem again in no hurry. They're letting that clock tick, and they still get the 2 timeouts. I don't know that they didn't want to use one there, but they're going to kind of rush this play a little bit. Sometimes when you rush a play, it doesn't work.
We'll see what the Salem does here, as Van will pass it, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, he was kind of off balance there because a Memorial player right in his face. So Pena Ramirez was right in there. So now you're looking at a field goal try, right?
You might as well try to get 3 more points as Bryant will come out onto the field. You can see it's tough on kickers on nights like these, Buzz. You're sitting there for a little bit. He has not had to kick the ball in 11 minutes and 35 seconds. So with 20 seconds left on the clock, the fans start to get loud. The cowbells are being rung, and we'll see what Ryan Bryant can do on the field goal. Almost feels like an extra point from how close it is. The kick is up, and
he can boot it
it is good.
That was he's good for another 15, 20 yards beyond that. That was easy for him.
So Ryan Bryant adds.
Cashing in on the turnover again. So that's a 10-point game, and it's 10 points off of turnovers for Salem. So Memorial with two fumbles and 3 big penalties make it 4 big penalties because that personal foul on defense there took them and put them in the field goal range because they weren't in field goal range before that. So they have to clean things up at halftime, and some of that is just discipline, and some of that is them just trying to do too much. I think the holding calls you can live with at times because they're just trying to make a play, right? But it seemed to have happened on the key downs so far for them.
17 unanswered points here by Salem, and now they lead it by 10 here with just 16 seconds to go. And what does Ryan Bryant do here? Does he just send it deep and kind of kick it out of bounds?
You don't want to give him a chance, Schuff a chance to return anything here. But so far, their kick coverage has been really good. So I would just go what they normally would do.
Ryan will send it down the middle of the field and take it at about the 10-yard line, trying to find a lane here up to the 30-yard line and brought down at just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. But a nice attempt for a return there by Jathan Torres, and he will get more chances in the future here, but with 9 seconds to go and just one timeout, Memorial.
Yeah, they're not going to do much here. I would guess that they're just going to hand it off here and let the half come to a close and go in and make some adjustments. They have been known as a fourth-quarter team all year and a second-half team. They will make adjustments at halftime, and hopefully, they don't put themselves in a bad position because the defense has been on the field the entire game so far.
Except for that first drive by Memorial, which went for 7. And now Schuff will try to cut to the outside. He's still on his feet, spins, and is finally brought down. And a number of white jerseys making sure that he is down with authority there. And 2 seconds to go.
Timeout, so they kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that they would kind of just run it out there. But, I don't know.
Well, now do you just kind of...
Yeah, I mean, they tried to get Schuff loose there, which is not a bad... It's not anything that's going to cause anything too crazy to happen, But I don't know if you want to be slinging it here because Salem will be expecting that, and they're going to play an umbrella defense if they're smart. They're just going to be back there because anything underneath isn't going to matter. You can just, let anything in front of you happen. If you're Memorial, I don't know if you didn't just want to run that out and get into that locker room and start making your adjustments.
Well, in this second quarter, Buzz, it has been all Salem scoring the 10 points in this 12 minutes of play. Both scoring drives off of Memorial turnovers. So something that I don't think that...
Yeah, the field position has been, they've been played. The game's been played on this side of the field the whole second quarter, and Memorial has not done a thing on offense since that first drive. So, and every big play that they've had has been a holding call. And Junior's the only one lined up already. He's ready to go out here, and the rest of the offense is in the huddle.
Well, let's see if we got a hook and ladder or any sort of specialties here. We've already seen Schuff try to throw one, and now you see him in motion. He's going to throw it long, and a great ball, but it is going to be incomplete. and that is how the first half will end, with the Salem Blue Devils leading this game at 17-7. But boy, we have a great second half in store here with Memorial getting that ball. Coach Tom Bazoin and Kyle Heavey for Manchester Public Television. We'll see you on the other side of this halftime break. Back here from Chabot-McDonough Field on the campus of Manchester Memorial High School, as the Crusaders are down 10, 17-7 to the hands of the Salem Blue Devils. Kyle Heavey and Tom Bazoin back with you. As this halftime break, 20 minutes, we were able to get warm, the players were able to get warm, and now we'll see if the Memorial Crusaders offense can get warm here, down 10.
Yeah, and, Memorial we talked about, had to clean things up, and, their penalties, I can count 30, 45 yards in big penalties, 2 holdings, illegal hands to the face, and then and also on defense, a personal foul. So they have to clean that up, and obviously no more turnovers for Memorial. And I want to see their offense probably getting more of a groove here now. They were unable after that first drive to get any kind of momentum. And credit to Salem's defense too. They stepped up, and Memorial gave Salem great field position that whole second quarter. So they need to really come out here and go right down the field and score, and then the momentum will shift.
Jathan Torres and Jacob Schuff back deep here for the Crusaders, as Ryan Bryant, is lining things up to try to kick it away, as we are ready to go for what should be an exciting 24 minutes of football here. One of these two teams will be playing the Pinkerton Astros next week, and one of them will be talking about what ifs, and we'll see who that will be in a matter of a little bit of time. Good run here, and brought down at about the 28-yard line before being wrapped up. So Jacob Schuff able to return that, and he claps his hands, kind of bummed that he didn't get one last hole, as you know that he's got breakaway speed, and we'll see if he's able to utilize that in the second half.
Yeah, and I still think he's having a hard time judging the kicks. It seems like he's not catching it smoothly, and he's making double sure that he's catching it, and is kind of hesitating before he takes off. Got a little bit better field position there. So, as we talked about a million times with Memorial, first down is key.
Well, as we start things off with a 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, the fans are getting loud behind us, and a nice handoff or a little pitch out to Schuff, and he is going to be brought down, maybe good for a half-yard gain.
And Salem has stopped that play all night, really, since that first drive. And the first drive, Schuff has been able to get into. I think they want to run that play more to the short side of the field, because Salem's speed on defense is coming to play here. And when you're given, we've talked about that a bunch of times, when you're going side to side, east and west, that gives the defense a chance to make big plays, because their linebackers can really flow and fly to the ball. And, again, on first down, they get nothing. So why they went away from handing it to Felch on first down, I don't know. But I'm kind of puzzled by that.
Well, it's going to be listed as a 2nd and 10. It looks like they stopped him there, and going to try to get it to Schuff again, who was able to get some good yards there before being brought down. So it'll be about a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 here for the Crusaders. And I want to give some love to one of the cornerbacks in Jury Nunez for the Salem Blue Devils. He's done a great job of holding strong on the far side of the field when runs that way.
Yeah, he's really covered the edge over there. And Nunez is a tough little kid. He's been out there on his own on an island, and he's made some big plays with some help.
It looks like he is holding his shoulder, though, and as you can see on the screen, that maybe that one of those last tackles hurt a little bit. And we'll see if they go back to him, and a run up the middle. Look at this.
Yeah, and I like it. I like the call there, because go to your bread and butter. Don't try to overdo it. And that's to the short side of the field, and a quick hitter by Felch. And, that's what they need here on first down. Now, he's back out of the game, but they have Salazar in there. He can do the same thing.
Well, you got a little lightning and a little thunder from these two guys, and we'll see which one might be on this play, with a new set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Memorial in their blue jerseys, white pants, and run up the middle. And look at this, pounding his way into Salem territory. And great run there by Johan Salazar.
You know, and that's where they had success on their first drive, getting this many yards on first down. So now, you know, their back's not against the ball. They have a couple of different options that they can do here. So, you know, now they don't have to – they could hand it off and just get the first down, or they can be a little more inventive here and try to, you know, because if they get a gain of nothing here, it's still 3rd and, you know, 1 or 2.
It's listed as a 2nd and 1 here as the Crusaders, again, got to get some points here, down 10. And what a way to do it would be. And rumbling and bumbling and finally brought down. This will be good for a first down.
Oh,
and late flag here.
And that looks to be on Salem that time, I would think. You know, it was in the back, and it's going to be some words. Yeah. So because, you know, Memorial, nice job. I got to point him out. I'm sorry, I don't have him.
I believe Aiden
Paradise.
Poulter. Oh, excuse me, Paradise.
Paradise. You know, he's just making his block. He's just finishing his block. That's all he was doing. And the Salem player, you know, tried to continue the action. And, you know, Paradise walked away, and that I've seen that happen a million times. We didn't see anything happen, but you heard something happen. So there must have been an F-bomb or something dropped there, and it was instant by the White Hat. And, you know, Salem didn't need that at this point because Memorial's starting to get some momentum going here.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line as the fans in the stands right underneath us with the cowbell are getting loud, and they are making things work here as another run up the middle. And you're seeing it right there. Look at how far the offensive line of Memorial are just pushing their way.
And Salazar's done a nice job. I mean, that's a couple of runs there. Then he comes off and Felch in. So, you know, that's like, you know, what did he get on that? 6? So, you know, 2nd and 4. So, you know, instead of 2nd and 5. So, you know, instead of being, you know, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11 like they were most of that first half, you know, they're getting some options here offensively. So Felch is jumping up and down to get warm here. So I'm assuming he's going to get it here.
Here we go, the man in motion, and it's going to go to Schuff, and he's going to try to cut it back, and he's going to be brought down. So it will be a 3rd and roughly 2 or 3, and players still getting up here.
Yeah, that's Jacob, and I think he's okay. Yeah, and a player for Salem, too. They kind of just got mixed up on the
Salem guy came up with the ball
Yeah, they landed on each other, kind of.
Never a fun feeling.
Yeah, it feels less fun when it's cold out, too.
As again, temperature is 35 degrees. The wind has picked up a little bit. We have wind gusts to 10 miles per hour. You can kind of see the flag on the Memorial sideline starting to pick up a little bit as they are winds going from west to east here. But 3rd and 2 from the 22-yard line. Memorial trying to keep this drive alive. We got Schuff in motion, and it's going to go right up the middle. And this is going to be a tough one. He's going to be pushed back.
Yeah, he's short. He'll get forward momentum there, so I think he got about a yard. So we're looking at 4th and 1.
Well, this is going to be a tough spot to do. Is you want to get this first down, but it's now what do you Sutherland push it forward? It looks like they're going to have Kyron White come out in the
You know, earlier in the year, you would see Sutherland keep it a little bit more. I don't know if he's a little bit banged up or what, but he really hasn't kept it much or run the ball much. You know, their options there are not as good. You know, they're going to go with their bread and butter, I think. Just an off-guard play here, I think, with the Felch.
You can see that they are set up, ready to go, and it's going to be up the middle, and looks like the ball popped loose, and Salem has recovered their 3rd fumble of the game.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the same play that they've had trouble with the exchange. That off-guard play that they run, it's a quick hitter, and Felch is going so fast that, you know, that exchange has to be perfect. And I don't know if it bounced off his shoulder pads or if the handoff was low on his hip. It's tough to tell in fast speed. We'll have to look at it again. But 3 turnovers is not a recipe for a victory in the playoffs. So they're going to have to rely on their defense to make a big play here. And their defense, you know, they got some rest at the half. So hopefully they made their adjustments up front that they need to make. But, you know, not a good situation there. they had some momentum going, and one play can screw that up.
A 5-minute and 30-second drive that leads to nothing, and now Memorial has got to get the ball and stop Salem on a quick 3-and-out. And positive way to do things is to stop them for a loss on 1st and 10. So it'll be 2nd and 11. So Salem gonna just kill this clock one way or another with a lot of run plays here. And now we'll see what they can do here. But again, the ball is only at the 8-yard line, Buzz.
Right,
so
right. They got them backed up, so they need to keep their foot on the gas here defensively. Other scores are South and BG. BG's coming back a little bit. South 24, BG 14. Should be towards the end of the third now in that game.
Mason under center here is looking to pass. He releases, and
it's
going to be intercepted, going the other way, and it's a good for a Crusader touchdown.
And that is the first turnover for Salem, and it is a touchdown. And it's be careful, son. You could get a penalty there for throwing the football. So you made a big play, and that's Landon with one hand. With one hand, he does that. I don't know if I like this stuff, though. Get back on the sideline, son, and, celebrate with your teammates because, that could be unsportsmanlike there, too. You made a huge play. You got the momentum. Don't do anything dumb. Throwing the football like that after two could have been a 15-yard penalty. So you got to be careful. Keep your emotions in check.
Extra point is up and good. So a 8-yard interception return for a touchdown.
I'm really surprised by that call by Salem. They've been conservative for the most part, and especially backed up. You just said it right before that, Kyle. It's on the 8-yard line, and so and we called that earlier where they had that play in the flat, and I said if Memorial can jump this, if they take a look at that at the half, and that's exactly what happened. It was the same exact play to the flat, and Landon jumped it, and good for Memorial score. So they relied on their defense to pick up after that fumble, and now we got an opportunity here for the kickoff, and again, we know about Salem's ability to return this. If they get into that starburst, that could be tough. Memorial has done a great job so far with a couple of kicks to keep them out of it, but you do not want them to get the ball into Jordan's hands. Zanani can go the distance easily, and they kept him bottled up so far. So you see where in the middle, the quarterback is actually the receiver in the middle because he can do the handoffs. So you see where he is.
So right on the screen,
you don't want to kick.
Mason
You don't want to kick it to him because then that sets up the starburst.
And now it looks like it's going to go over his head and going to be.
And there it comes.
Taken. And now Mason's going to have the ball and is going to be brought down at about the 28-yard line.
Yep. And well scouted by Memorial, and not only well scouted, well played by their kicking team. And Moses has done a nice job kicking it too. Because you don't want to kick it there, that's for sure. And it kind of almost set up for them there, and they got the ball in the quarterback's hands, but didn't work. So Memorial's got the momentum now. Let's see if they can keep it defensively.
5:26 remaining in this third quarter as we switch out the footballs. And yes, I was here at practice by watching a number of the players practicing, or a number of the coaches practicing the starburst the other day, and it's come in clutch so far. But Memorial still down 3 as Salem will do 1st and 10. And it's going to be run play up the middle, and a number of Crusaders are able to fall on him, and good for about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, Adamane with the finish there, and but actually it's for about 4 yards because they kind of hit that hole kind of quick. And again, I want to make sure that if I'm Memorial, I am shifting to that unbalanced situation. If indeed Salem comes out unbalanced, which they do often. So I am really surprised by that play call by Salem though. That kind of backed them up, and again, I said it was a dangerous pass earlier, and that was the case.
Now a 2nd and 7. And able to be brought down again. Memorial bringing speed, bringing hunger to try to get some points up on the board. And now it's going to be a 3rd and 6 roughly for the Salem Blue Devils.
Yeah, and that's Ladum Adamani again. Two plays in a row trying to go to his side. I don't know if you want to do that too much because if he gets pumped up, he'll be all over you. Now, 3rd and, you're limited here what you can do. You're not going to go to that flat play again. So you might try a keeper with the quarterback like you did earlier, or a double handoff or something fancy like that.
Mason under center here. Salem gonna throw it, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. And who else but Ramirez?
Yeah, and credit the defensive backs from Memorial there for not, getting sucked in on the play action there. They were all over. That was supposed to be a quick inning after the play action, and now Salem backed up with Memorial with all the momentum. Let's see if Schuff can judge his punt a little bit better than he has judged the balls in the air. Easier said than done. It's easy to sit up here and say that because I'm going to tell you, you're at night with the lights and the glare and everything, and you want to make a play, and let's see what happens.
Good snap, good kick here. It's going to land at the 48. Takes a couple more bounces. And Schuff is going to take it himself, and he's brought down at the 46-yard line. Good for about a 4-yard gain.
Oh, man, just get away from it. I know you're the playmaker, but, just get away from that one. It really wasn't going to bounce that much further.
He had one man miss. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's a playmaker, so that's what he wants to do. But, it makes you nervous as a coach, too. So all the momentum back in Memorial's favor now.
And decent field position, getting the ball at their own 46-yard line. So one play could get into Salem territory. 3:03 remaining in this 3rd quarter here. And only points have come on the hands of a pick 6 by the Crusaders, looking to add more and a run up the middle and able to be brought down at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, Sutherland, that's one of the few times he's kept it tonight. And nice job there, you can't hand it off on 1st down every single time. So, he read it there, and it was a nice little read, and, good for 4.
And now we'll see if Ladum will get the ball here.
Yeah, they don't give it to him very often. He's in there for blocking much. And I don't know why Jathan Torres isn't in it on offense as much. He must be banged up because he hasn't played too many snaps on offense.
Again, this Memorial squad had come in very, very healthy besides the loss of their tight end, Ryan Nightingale, who had a separated shoulder back in that Pinkerton game back on October 24th, and able to chat with him a little bit on Wednesday, and he wishes that he could be out there.
Yeah, every kid does, and I've had it happen to some of my better players in my career. Late in the year, we had a championship game one year when I was at Campbell. We lost a player right before, so it's tough on the kids, and you feel it as a coach too.
Well, 3rd and 3 here are the Crusaders into Salem territory, but want to keep this drive alive, and a push up the middle, and this is going to be close. Everyone on Memorial is saying yes, but it's up to the referees.
He's got to have that easily.
And there we go.
And Salazar hit the hole again, and he's done a nice job with his carries tonight. Felch has done a nice job as well, except for, the exchanges have been rough. A couple of times him and Sutherland have to get it together and make sure their exchanges are solid because you can't afford another turnover in this game. If you get another one, that's probably game city right there.
Well, a minute 20 to go in this 3rd quarter, and a new set of downs here for the Crusaders. And Sutherland is going to throw it deep. Look at this. Got a man. And he's going to be incomplete. And no flags thrown. It looked like there was some pushing here.
A little push in the back, but still over his head. Not really catchable, I don't think, for Junior there. I think it was a little bit too much. Nice play call there on 1st down, though, to try to catch them. in a good spot to throw it where only your player can get it. So, I don't know that was – the fans are calling for pass interference, but that was close. He might have had a hand on his back a little bit, but if the ball was a little bit more catchable, then they may have thought about it a little bit more.
Well, and stop the clock on that incomplete pass as Schuff in motion and will get the little pitch, and he's going to be hit and brought down. Good for about a 1-yard gain.
They haven't been able to get that to the strong side of the field. They've got it to the short side of the field, but not really to the strong side. Salem guys have really strung that out, and their corners have come up nicely. So good contain on the outside by Salem there.
Well, now it'll be a 3rd and 9 here, a little bit tougher than the 3rd and 2 that we just had 3 plays ago. And this will most likely be the last play of the third quarter.
If they get it in. I mean, they might have to call a timeout here because time is ticking on the play clock here.
And they are quick to get to the line of scrimmage as 20 seconds on the clock here. No arms up in the air, and a little pitch out trying to go the other way, and he's going to be brought down. What a tackle right there. And we finally got the number on this player. He's listed as number 49, but it's number 48, and that's still not on my list.
I don't have it either. This poor kid, we're trying to get him some love, and he just can't get it. But apparently he's a freshman. I don't know if that's correct either because their rosters are not done by a tech-savvy person. Is that saying it nicely? Their rosters are not great. They don't have positions listed. They have just the name, number, and grade, which is nice. But, positions would be nice. And having all the players, especially at this late in the season, listed on the roster. And, again, that play has gone nowhere for Memorial tonight. That toss is no good. You got to get away from it. Stop being stubborn and just trying to use it because it's just not working. So, keep the ball in between the tackles. And now you're fourth and, don't be afraid to punt it. I mean, I'm not going for it if I'm Memorial here. I mean, you got plenty of time. There's still a whole fourth quarter to go. And the way that Salem's offense played the last couple of drives, if you can back them up here with the deep punt, and that could be as good as going for it here. I don't know. I can see that the punt team is out there, yes.
Waiting to see what's going on with.
And this is where special teams is really going to become a big part of this game.
Camden Bolio, who's come close to having a couple punts blocked, has got to be careful here. Got to send it deep with just 12 minutes left in this contest. And Salem, who had some decent drives in the second quarter, has kind of struggled in the third. And Memorial, see if there's a little trickery here at all. Wait and see. The punt, long snap, and a kick is up, and it's going to be decent field position unless it takes a good bounce. It does, and it's going to be stopped at the 20-yard line. So,
yeah, not great, but you'll take it if you're Memorial, because Salem is looking like their offense is playing, just to try to hold on to the lead and not, do anything crazy. They've contained their outside, and now the inside. The last couple of drives, they've stopped them there too. And it doesn't look like Salem's going to want to throw it in the air right here against this Memorial team is ready to pounce on any throw.
They already go.
And they look confused offensively here. There we go. They get the right
personnel. A
personnel.
lot of moving parts here for Salem here with 11:49 remaining. A 1st and 10 officially at the 21-yard line. And Salem looking to put a long drive. A chant of "Let's go defense," as you can hear, and run up the middle. And this will be good for roughly about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, they had some weird motion going on there, and didn't really affect the inside run play, but kind of just trying to get Memorial guys out of the box. And they had 3 yards on that, which is better than what they have been doing on first down. So Memorial's just got to keep continuing to make plays on defense and get off the field as quick as they can here.
And Aiden Ciccarella, number 5, he has not been the star player on this team, but when they've needed him to get some yards, he has come on clutch each time.
He runs the ball tough.
Now we'll see what Salem can do on a 2nd and 8. A fullback handoff, and he's going to be swallowed up and brought down.
And they've adjusted. I had a good angle in that. They've adjusted their alignment, defensively, and they're able to slant in there. And that was big 75 for Memorial. And I believe that's my guy.
Eldon Tarek.
Yeah. So he played hoop for us, and Eldon making a huge play in a football game here. And this kid...
just a sophomore.
Yeah, just a sophomore from Bosnia. So he had come here a couple of years ago, and last year was his freshman year on basketball, and look for him to do some damage on basketball. You see his height out there, towering over everybody, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a big 3rd down, 3rd and 7 for Salem, trying to kill some clock on the Crusaders. But Van Mason under center. And he's going to pass it. The ball is complete, and this is not the guy you want to have to get the ball.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and you see his explosiveness there, right? And, just one big play, and that's it. That's that play that they went to earlier, just a flat pass, but it was a little deeper that time, and Memorial was playing a little too soft, and they paid for it. I think they're afraid of this kid's speed and playing a little bit off of him, and he ran an underneath pattern and then got the ball in his hands and made things happen. So Memorial's now going to play the field position game and really got to be tough on these next 3 downs.
With that first down, the stop clock's with 9:59 to go. Handoff up the middle. This will be good for a yard gain.
Yeah, better job on the inside run.
You see the struggle of making the tackle. Landon Murphy was kind of stuck upside down for a moment there.
Yeah, you could be in any position on that field at any time, right?
Well, when you come in and make the tackle at the end, good for a they're going to place the ball a little bit further now. Looks like a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, a yard or 2. Yeah, I don't know. That could have been a generous spot there.
Oh.
And Salem looking to use some clock here now.
Again, a 17-14 Salem lead, 9:15 remaining in this contest. Coach Thomas Zoyne and Kyle Heave from Manchester Public Television, glad to be with you as we are in a do-or-die quarterfinal matchup here, as now trying to get around, cuts it back, and able to get some positive yards. Does not get the first down, but literally thought he was going to be dropped in the backfield, but Aiden Ciccarella able to do it again.
Yeah, and Ciccarella is that was all him, because he was stopped in the backfield there, and he kept his legs moving, and he's had some really tough runs tonight. Been very impressed by him.
Call him the magician, because what he's been doing has been incredible.
Yeah.
And now with a 3rd and 3, you see Van Mason come back to the huddle, and they have made their way into Memorial territory. Now under 8:30 to go in this contest. See if they go back to that same play they did before. And they're going to push it up the middle. It's going to be a battle of the lines, and Salem is looking.
I think he's short.
Thinking that they have the first down, as
I don't know.
Matthew Dufour was had the first down marker, and it looks like he's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 1 here.
That was a long way to go for a quarterback sneak. He did it. They did a nice job with the push, but it was an awful long way to go. So now you're in a position here where, this call could be a good part of the game right here. If you don't get it and you go for it here, you're going to be second-guessing yourself, because, you're putting the ball in Memorial's hands, just around the midfield. So
Colin Salkowitz,
I don't think they're going to do anything different than the quarterback sneak again.
Memorial ready to go, and now a timeout has been called.
Yeah, I don't know if they like the alignment there, so or they're second guessing themselves, because this is a call that could really cause the outcome of this game one way or the other. If they get a first down here, they're looking at chewing up a lot more clock. And,
Again, 7:15 to go to give you an idea of where we're at in this ball game. 4th and 1 from the 48, so you'd be giving Memorial great field position with momentum on their side with that stop. Or you can punt it deep and have Memorial drive.
Have to go the length of the field, right? And, so far, other than that, one drive and then, the drive to open the second half here, they haven't been able to do it. And, I don't know. It's a tough call. You got to think your team can get 1 yard, though. And that's your mentality a lot of the times. If it's 4th and 3 or 4, then I guess you automatically would punt it. But 4th and 1,
their offense.
I don't know that they do anything but a quarterback sneak here. I don't know that they even going to hand it off.
Their kicker is out here now. So we'll see. They're going to push it forward.
That's motion.
And even the players are saying it.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob Schuff saw it the whole entire way. He had his arms going.
Oh, boy. I don't know if it was too fast or the ball. The players definitely moved before that ball got snapped.
Absolutely. And this is going to cause so much frustration. You can see Coach Sturgis just being like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, I don't know. And again, you could see that coming, that they were going to do nothing but a quarterback sneak there. They weren't going to try to hand it off. And, again, it's coming down to it now. So you've got to make plays every down if you're Memorial's defense. You're going to make a play on first down here.
Under 7 minutes now in this game. Salem with a new set of downs. And their star wide receiver, Jordan Zanini, to the top side of the screen. And got to be tipped. Did he get the completion? They're marking it as yes. Oh, my goodness. What was so close to being another pick six goes for a 7-yard completion for
dangerous.
The Blue Devils.
And if you're Memorial, if you're a DB there, you had to almost know that was coming because Jordan adjusted his alignment right before that snap. He adjusted himself.
He went to the far side.
I kind of knew. I call that a bench play. I kind of knew that was coming with my eye. So, because he adjusted his alignment.
When I'm able to notice it as a commentator and camera guy, it's bound to happen. So now let's see if they go back to this is a time it's going to go for a big stop.
He continues to be a stud on the defensive line for his career. I mean, that's a heck of a play. People don't realize how hard that play is for a defensive lineman. You've got to shed your blocker, get in there and actually make the play. Defensive linemen don't always get the credit when the linebackers are making the play, although they deserve it. But he made the entire play himself there.
We think we've called every single defensive lineman in this game making a big tackle, and now it's under 5:30 remaining in this contest. They got to make another big tackle. 3rd and 4 here. Go the Salem Blue Devils, trying to go 75 yards to add some more points, and it's going to go to Salkowitz again, who gets the first down, and the clock will be stopped for a moment here to move the chain gang, but with 5:09 remaining, it's Salem's game to lose at this moment.
Yeah, and you're looking at turnover. You're looking to try to get a turnover at this situation now because Salem's going to keep running the football and keeping it. They got Memorial back on their heels now. And, they want to make a play, but at the same time, the clock is becoming your enemy.
5 minutes now in this contest. Zanini out there getting checked on from the line judge. Van Mason under center, and he is going to hand it to his fullback, who is going to be stopped and trying to get him down. Finally, they do, and able to lose probably about a yard on the play.
Yeah, and the inside run, defensive line did make that adjustment at halftime, and they've done a great job on the inside runs. The off-tackle stuff, that's where Salem has made their hay on this drive. The inside runs, other than the quarterback sneaks, which are really tough to stop anyways, right?
Again.
So 2nd and 10, they're going to make a play each down here.
At the 29-yard line, Salem will hand it to Salkowitz, who makes some moves, and now they're trying to strip the ball away. He's finally brought down at about the 24-yard line. So we'll
if
have...
I'm Salem, I'm sticking with that. The outside tackle, just right outside the tackle. It's not really a sweep, just right outside the tackle, and they're just cutting it up inside the hash marks there, and that has been there the entire time. They got Memorial pinched in now to stop that inside run, and they're able to get outside there. Memorial is at the point now where they can't allow another first down here. These next two plays could be the football game.
3rd and 5. Cowbells, fans, cheerleaders, bands all being loud here for the Crusaders trying to stop the Blue Devils. A pass play is going to be...
Oh, my goodness.
Knocked down, and we got a flag thrown late here on the Crusaders for throwing them to the ground. A heart-wrenching flag here on Memorial.
Wow. And, I was very surprised by that call by Salem with the clock running, because if that was an incomplete pass, you're playing right into Memorial's hands. It would have been 4th and 5 with the clock stopped. I don't like that call at all by Salem. They're talking about the penalty, and we're going to personal foul on Memorial. And, I hate to talk about anything negative when it comes to Memorial, because they've had a historic season here. But we talked about it earlier in the season as we were doing games, and I remember saying it several times how penalties and penalties in situations like that and turnovers, that they were having those problems at the beginning of the year. And we said, you can't have these things happen at the end of the year because it can cost you a game. And that's basically is what has happened here tonight. The penalties and the turnovers, but specifically the penalties have really killed them. And this one here is a heartbreaker, because now because Salem played into your hands there by throwing the ball. I don't understand that call by Salem. I would be shaking my head if I was the head coach, and I would not allow that play to even be called, because they were running the football and they were running the clock, and if that was incomplete, I don't know. Okay, rant over.
You see Reardon and Sturgis talking to each other still, and John Reardon heads back, and it will be a new set of downs.
So
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line are the Salem Blue Devils. Again, 3:20 remaining in this contest. The clock will not start until the ball is snapped, as it was an incomplete pass. So waiting to see what Salem does here with very short field. A touchdown here will most likely win it. Obviously, they have already kicked one field goal in this contest, but now the fans will start to get loud again, trying to help Memorial any way they can, as now a hand up the middle, and he is going to be dropped down at about the 3-yard line. And
again, that deflates the heck out of you. You're trying to make a play, and you're trying to, your back's against the wall, and you make the play, and you get an unsportsmanlike or a personal foul, and that's 2 personal fouls on them in the game. 3 big calls on the offense. 2 holdings and 1 illegal use of hands that really come back and haunt them. And Salem's really played a clean game, right? They really haven't had any penalties, right? I mean, they haven't had a
very
holding
good job.
call.
Yeah,
And there we go, as we say it. What do we got? We got a delay? What did he call right there?
Looking at John Reardon on the screen, and now
I think he called the delay.
I'm just as confused as you are.
Yeah.
Salem has not moved
It's a
backwards.
5-yard penalty, yeah. They moved back 5, so.
Well, it'll be 2nd and 7, so that was a very strange situation. Now a handoff, and he's going to be stopped quickly, and now Memorial is able to use a timeout to stop the clock here with 2:36 to go. A huge stop right there by the defense.
Yeah, and, field goal really doesn't do much for you here. Really, right? I mean, you might think about it if you're in a 4th down situation, but I think you're looking just to run the ball here and force Memorial to use the next timeout. And, I don't know if they want to put it in the air here. I think there's probably, if I'm Salem, I run that off-tackle play that has been successful to, either Zanini or, Selkovich, because he's got that edge on them a few times. I know, they just hit an 8-yarder on the inside run, but, Memorial is really hurt themselves in this contest. I mean, 10 of the points have been off of turnovers. And, I know they got the pick 6. But, offensively, other than their first drive of the game where they scored, they haven't put anything on the board. They only got the pick 6. So let's see if they can make a huge play here, some kind of turnover or some kind of, negative play to force Salem's hand to see what they want to do on 4th down.
3rd and 8 are the Salem Blue Devils. The fans starting to get loud here. And Van Mason under center. Got 2 in the backfield. And he's going to hand it off to Salkowitz, trying to get to the outside. And he's going to be brought down. The Salem is saying they have it. I'm not sure. It looks like the referee on the far side. It's going to be very close.
And that's the exact same play I said to go to, right? Because that's been there because they took away that inside run. And it is 4th down, Kyle. 4th and 1. And a second timeout used by Memorial.
So 4th and short here are the Salem. And, there's most likely, in my opinion, going to be a QB sneak here to try to get this first down.
And that's what they've gone to. And, the bad news is if you're Memorial, if you lose this game, it ends a pretty historic season where, they really did some unbelievable things. The sort of good news for Manchester is there'll be a turkey bowl if they lose this game, but we don't want that to happen. We're rooting for Memorial all day long to advance here. But if you're and you're watching this game, you're ready to practice next week if this is a win for Salem. So that's the long and short of it. The way the schedule is, they were unable to play the Thanksgiving Day game if Memorial had advanced to the finals. Hopefully some crazy thing can happen here where we've seen it happen before, Kyle. The game's not over till it's over. But a first down here really, almost ices it.
And Salem quick to run up here, trying to confuse things on Memorial.
Watch for the motion here, like last time.
And he's got to be stopped. We'll see where they put it. It's still pushing. And Memorial is celebrating. The referee is right there. We'll see what the decision is. 2:22 remaining on the clock.
And they went to the well one too many times there.
It's going to be Memorial's ball.
And they did. They went to the well one too many times. Memorial was ready for that after the timeout, and they stuffed guys inside. Salem's got to be second-guessing themselves on that call. I know it's worked a bunch of times for them, but when the other team is really ready for it and expecting it after a timeout, if they would have ran that ball outside to the same play that they just ran for almost the first down, then that would have been a touchdown because there was nobody outside. Now we need a big play by Memorial here to get them in striking distance.
1st and 10 from the 4-yard line as Sutherland's got to pitch it out, trying to get out of his own end zone, and Salem was quick to get to that spot, and they were able to stop him for about a yard short. And a little slow to get up is Jacob Schuff.
Nothing, because he's getting smoked on the outside plays. They're flying to the football. They've had this stuff scouted, and they've had the angles down pat. They were not able to get to the outside today.
Looks like he did get back to the line of scrimmage, so my apologies. A 2nd and 10 from the 4-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go as the clock continues to tick. And Sutherland trying to run. He's got it running out of room. He just throws it up high, and it's going to be intercepted by the Blue Devils, who are trying to run it back, possibly for a pick 6 themselves. He's going to be close. They'll see where they mark it. He's giving them the touchdown, and look at this.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you're backed up. And, Sutherland has had a terrific season this year. You're not defined by one game or one play. He gave his best there. He was trying to make a play, and there was really nothing there for him. So he just kind of threw it up for grabs, hoping that something would happen, which is what he needed to do. So, there's no blame on him on there. But that is the 4th turnover of the game. for Memorial, and that combined with their penalties has put a big upset in the Division I here. The 8th seed has taken out the number 2 seed, and Salem will advance.
Still a minute 36 to go, but with only one timeout left, it would be a lot of prayers needed here to make things happen. Is looking to get the extra point is Ryan Bryant, and he is up and good, and that makes it a 24-14 lead. As now with again a minute 36 to go, Salem
did a great job tonight. I mean, you got to give them credit too. I mean, we keep harping on. Where I keep harping on the turnovers, but some of that is caused by Salem because they took Memorial out of their game, and by saying that is when you're running the triple option, you want to get in a rhythm and play calling. So inside outside, right? Get to Felch, and a couple times they went to Felch, and the ball ended up on the ground for one reason or another. And again, not blaming the kid because it could have been the handoff or whatever, but after that, it closed up the outside, and the Salem defenders on the edge really got to the football, and you named a few of them. And Nunez at corner did a really good job, but the linebackers did a good job flowing to the ball. And great game plan here by Salem. I did not expect this. I expected Memorial to be able to handle this game and move on. But it just goes to show you, when you get this deep into the playoffs, anything can happen on any night.
So we're looking to get the ball one last time. Jacob Schuff is able to return one. And what a special moment that would be, as the ball will be out of bounds. So no time came off the clock there.
So you take it on the 35, and that's what I would do here. I mean, you only got one timeout. You're down by 10 points with 1:36 left. So this game is all but over. If you're Salem, you're playing umbrella. You're letting anything happen in front of you and not caring about anything but that clock ticking.
Well, it's the second straight game that we've seen from Salem.
And they're going to make them kick it again, which is kind of strange. I guess they're hoping for a kick return here rather than anything else, because no time came off the clock and you could get the ball in the 35, but make them kick it again and try to get, I guess closer to the 50. I don't know. Either way, I can understand it, but if it's a 7-point game, you're talking about a different situation here, but a 10-point game.
Well, here we go with another kickoff for Salem, who this time we'll see if they can get it in bounds.
But it doesn't take away from the great year Memorial had here. I know it's disappointing to everybody, but, they did some great things this year. And the number 2 seed, they were number 2 in the power poll, and it's the highest the Manchester team has been all year. Rob Sturgis with Coach of the Year, Player of the Year candidate, it's been a terrific year. Schuff has had a great year. And
now the referees are getting together here, Coach.
Yeah. Well, what about? I mean,
I'm not sure myself.
What do you get to talk about here? It was it's either a penalty or yeah.
Well, a meeting of the minds has.
And we got another penalty here, so we have a illegal shift. So when he went and faked that kick as a warm-up, right there.
I mean, it faked me out. I was prepared for it.
So that's an illegal shift right there. So that's going to be a big penalty. Put him all the way back there.
Unbelievable.
So it's an unsportsmanlike is what the actual penalty is. Unsportsmanlike by doing that. Terrible if you're Salem. You don't want to be doing anything like that. Now
kicking the ball from the 20.
Now, let's say if you get a return here, you're giving some kind of hope for an onside kick from Memorial, right? I mean, I don't know why you would do anything like that, but hope they learn from that one.
Well, Ryan Bryant with a mistake there, and now the ball is kicked off, and now up to the 40. And brought down at about the 43-yard line. So
yeah. So it's it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter because Memorial's going to run out of time here. Again, they've had unbelievable season. Several players with great careers and really have been the foundation and the house, because, they kind of had to build it in this 4 years that they were here, some of these seniors, and they got to this point. I know they're going to be real disappointed going home, but, there's nothing really to hang your head about.
Well, 91 seconds remaining in this game with Sutherland under center, and he's going to try to make some room and release. He's going to pass it across the field, and now in the middle, it will be not a first down. It's going to be close. Let's see where they mark it. This would kill the clock with 1:20 to go. It looks like
they stopped it anyways.
They did stop it, so
home field advantage, yeah.
Right. Sutherland going to throw it again. This time it is complete, and Gomez falls, and he is going to be short again.
It doesn't look like he can get the ball downfield. He's kind of struggling throwing the ball here. It doesn't look like he can get it downfield too far. It's like he's throwing little line drives, and that's not going to cut it. Salem's going to let them catch those. They don't care.
Well, like 3rd and 1, under 60 seconds to go. Let's see if Memorial can make something happen here on this 3rd down. Sutherland looking, and lets it out loose, and it's incomplete. And Gomez was down there, but surrounded by 4 white jerseys.
It's him with 4 guys around him. I mean, what do you expect him to do? I mean, he's not Superman. You're just throwing. This is where you have to have, and I don't care if you're a triple option team or not, you have to have some kind of a spread offense put in there for this situation, because you're not going to come back in a game being under center in a triple option thing, throwing it to one guy in a route. There's one guy down there against 5 Salem guys. They're just backing up. They know you're not going to run it. So, I mean, although they might here to try to get the first down.
Well, 42 seconds ago, 4th and 1 for the Crusaders. They just got to get 1 yard to keep things going. Sutherland's going to pitch it, barely held on to it. Will go for a first down, and finally will be out of bounds. He hung on to that on his hip with those gloves. I'm impressed that stayed on his hand.
And that's Torres, and he really hasn't been involved offensively at all. Adamante got most of the downs, at his spot, and I don't know if he is banged up. I know he's had hamstring issues over his career, so he looks like he isn't too comfortable after that tackle right there.
35 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Again, Salem up 24-14, and now a little trickery. Looks like going down deep is Schuff, and it looks like some holding on right there.
Yeah, there's 2 guys on him, and they kind of dragged him down, but again, it's just one guy down there running a route. There's nobody else running down the field. It's like, use him as a decoy and get somebody underneath and try to get them in the open field. Even if Schuff's throwing the ball, he could throw it to someone else, and it's very frustrating to watch. A team that runs the ball trying to throw the ball at the end of a game. Because they're really not designed for this at all.
Well, Ryan Carlson, number 80, has come onto the field for the Crusaders. We'll see if he's able to get a surprise pass or something like that. But 29 seconds ago, again, 2nd and 10. And now a little bit more trickery, trying to get around, able to get to the 30, 25, and is out of bounds at about the 21-yard line, 22 seconds to go.
Yeah, and Torres looked okay on that run, right? And I'm not 100% sure why he wasn't more involved tonight, because, when he gets the ball, good things happen from what I've seen. And I don't know if it was part of their game plan or if he has a nagging injury or what, but, he really didn't have much involvement until this drive right here.
22 seconds to go, a new set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 20, and Sutherland's going to throw it up. Got a man down deep, and is it a touchdown? Is it incomplete? Okay.
Out of bounds, yeah. But, there's 3 guys on him. We're trying to throw it to a guy with, 3 defenders jumping up. You're expecting the kid to make a miracle play. Throw it to someone else. Get someone else underneath, Well,
obviously they were practicing a lot this week of different things that could work. And Alex Sutherland's trying his best to get one more touchdown.
He's had a great year, and he's played his heart out the entire season. Whether he's banged up or not is everybody's banged up now.
Man in motion, trying to let it out, and he's got a guy. Oh, just not able to get that complete as Schuff had it kind of in it.
Yeah, that's the play I'm talking about. See, juniors end up in the end zone to drag the players with him and then run somebody underneath. But again, it's a non-factor at this point. They could score a touchdown now and it won't even matter. But good on them for going out strong. I can't say enough good things about Memorial this year. The defense was really good. Their play for the most part all year has been strong against big teams. The big win against Pinkerton this year, the bye in the playoffs, the home playoff game, things that haven't happened here since the 70s.
He started off the winning ways back on September 5th.
Yeah.
It seems like so long ago, a 14-13 win over Central Providence.
Right.
But down there, it was actually here at Chabot-McDonough Field. Then you travel over to Dover, winning 30-6. We were here live on the 19th of September for the 1914 win over Portsmouth Oyster River, a 40-12 win at Timberlane. Spalding 41-7.
We're gonna try a field goal here, Kyle.
Why not, right?
Yeah, it's a smart move because it's the only really way to try to win or tie the game up, because you won't have time to do anything else. If you hit this, you can at least onside kick it.
The kick is up, and
that's a great kick.
Through the uprights.
Yeah, that's a great kick. I mean, that's a weapon to have going forward for them.
Camden Bolio coming in clutch to
cut this. Or was that Moses? That was Moses.
Oh, it was Moses. Excuse me.
Yeah, Camden was a holder.
He does the punts. Okay.
Yeah, Camden was a holder. Moses, former soccer player. Again, we talked about his dad's the head soccer coach here. So, he can really boot it. And, he's going to be a weapon going forward because, on the kickoffs you saw tonight, he did a great job placing them. And, where did he kick that from? That was a 35-yard field goal?
Yeah, I would roughly about that.
And that was good pretty easily. So, smart play by Coach Sturgis there to kick the field goal. And, you have time for an onside kick and one Hail Mary here. And who knows, Who knows?
4 seconds to go. 24-17 score. Salem still in the lead and looking to make their way to Pinkerton next week. And a surprise onside, and the ball's right there. We'll see who has it. Waiting to see.
It's going to be a penalty on Memorial. They're offsides. Yeah, offsides, and you're going to decline it if you're Salem because you recovered it, and that's going to be the game.
No time came off the clock, as you see.
No, did Salem recover that?
That's what I'm waiting to see. Is Memorial is set up to do it again?
If they did, they can decline the penalty. It's on a. Oh, I'm sorry. On that, it's a dead ball, Kyle. Because it's a kickoff. It's a dead ball, so they have to kick it again. So they want to put the same amount of time on the clock that was before that kick.
And no time came off.
Okay, so they're good. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and they're going to kick it from the 35.
Well, now we'll see what they can do as Moses White comes back out onto the field.
Yeah, they tried to muddle huddle that time, just coming out of the huddle and kicking it rather than the traditional onside kick.
Moses got some size to him for sure. He's tall kicker.
Good basketball player. Has been in our basketball program. Well, I say ours. It's not ours anymore because I'm not involved anymore. But, I know Moses well. Good kid. He's going to do some good things on the basketball court this year, too.
Well, the scoreboard operator having some issues here as now we're back to 4 minutes and 80 seconds remaining in this contest. So we're trying to get that all squared away as, again, should be just 4 seconds.
Is it 4? I think it's 4.8, right? 4.8.
All right, that's very strange looking here.
Yeah, it's 4.80 it says. Okay. I didn't know we went down to hundreds.
I mean, apparently we're trying to do everything that we can to get these last.
And they're going out with a fight. They're not quitting, and good on them. They could have just bowed their head. Great field goal there, and let's see what happens. Oh, he booted it downfield.
And going down deep.
How is that going to help you?
And going to be brought down and very confused.
Well, here's what it does do, though. Was it a touchback? Oh, then the game's over.
So Salem will just need the ball as Memorial is out of timeouts.
If they got it like close to the 1 yard line, that would have made it difficult on Salem to take a knee. But not sure what the strategy is there, not kicking an onside kick. I don't know.
Coach Sturgis wants some explaining as well right now. He's wanting an explanation.
What's the strategy to kicking it deep, though? I don't understand what you're trying to do there. Salem only has to fall on the ball there, and the game's over. They don't have to return it or anything. So
they're calling up to the clock operator here to figure out the timing here.
Well, he didn't return it, so he just fell on it, right? Or no, it was a touchback, so it should be still 4.8. No time off the clock. But it doesn't matter. He's going to take a knee, and the game's over. There's no timeouts left.
Excuse me, as it's gotten chilly in here for sure.
Chilly, yeah.
As temperature has not gone up or down here. The fans have started to make their way out of Chabot-McDonough as the last play of the season for the Memorial Crusaders as a kneel down by Van Mason and the Salem Blue Devils.
Tough moment for the seniors, but, they have done some amazing things to up this program. And, I've seen guys come back that played in the 60s out in the stands, with their old uniforms on and stuff. They really brought some pride back here to the south end, and it's one loss here tonight that's going to hurt them, but, they still got another day to play for the seniors, which is a good thing. And, the good news is Kyle will have heat on Thanksgiving morning.
We will have heat, and Thanksgiving will be back with more football, but we will be at Trinity tomorrow for their semifinal game, and we'll see what happens with there as we at least have 2 more football games for the rest of the season. But again, a tough defeat here, a 24-17 Salem victory. I mean, game started with a big Sutherland to Gomez 11-yard TD pass to put it to 7-0, and then it was Van Mason to Salkowitz with a 28-yard touchdown pass to make it 7-7. 55 seconds left in the first when Memorial fumbled, and next thing you know, a 4-yard TD run by Salkowitz. He is going to be my off-the-mark sports player of the game for Salem for sure with those 2 touchdowns.
Good call. And for Memorial, I like Landon Murphy with the pick 6 and 2 huge tackles for losses at key parts of the game. I don't know that offensively we can find anybody because of all their penalties and mistakes and turnovers, and that's what really that cost them this game, and they're going to talk about that, and going forward the younger players will learn from that. Great job by Salem, and good sportsmanship on both sides as well. So
it was a great try, great run for the Memorial Crusaders, but they will go down in defeat in the quarterfinals as Salem is able to win it. For Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lahr, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, for Coach Tom Bezoin, my name is Kyle Heavey. It's been a pleasure to be with you on this Friday night, and we look forward to seeing what the rest of the playoffs look for the Trinity Pioneers, and either way, we'll look forward to the Turkey Bowl in just 2 short weeks. And for again, Buzz.
It's disappointing. I'm not going to throw any frosting on it. It's disappointing. I thought that Memorial would advance tonight. Their play, I'm giving credit to Salem too. Salem really came out with a great game plan, but Memorial's, discipline there, especially a couple times where that personal foul towards the end there that allowed Salem to go in for the touchdown. That really hurt them, and I'm sure they'll talk about that. But let's focus on the whole positive season here.
It's been a fun one, and we thank you all very much for watching. We look forward to seeing you again for more football, soccer, basketball, all the sports here on Manchester Public Television. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.